No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world, and we in here today with the FBG boys. How y'all doing?
What's poppin', broski? How you feeling?
Chilling.
Nice to have y'all back.
For sure.
It's been a minute.
Good having us. See you.
Appreciate you having us.
Kind of sad circumstances though. Let's just get that out of the way. The last time we were all together was when we did the Cash interview, and I think that was only maybe like 6 months ago, 9 months ago, and he unfortunately passed away. Pretty sad that last time we were all together it was to celebrate and interview somebody, and he's lost his life since. So I just want to say rest in peace to him and everything.
For sure.
For sure. How's that in terms of your mental state? Are you so jaded to it at this point that it just doesn't hit the same way that it did when you were younger in terms of dealing with death?
Nah, hell nah. See, I thought I was just about like losing a lot of friends, but shit, like losing a brother, that's different.
Right.
That shit took me like, it took me back to like losing Tuka, like the first person that got killed and shit. That shit, cause I usually think like shit. I lost a lot of friends. I'm really numb to it, but that shit hurt.
Cash was different just because he was such a big personality to y'all?
That's my big brother.
Mm.
So it's like losing a brother. Shit, I felt for a lot of people in the hood that lost a brother. Shit, everybody that lost like a family member. Period. Shit, because it was like, yeah, that shit hit different.
Right. And it's like you dealt with so much death that you just keep thinking that maybe it's finally done. Maybe like, you know, especially something like him where it felt like everything was going in the right direction career-wise. I don't know. It's just like, it's fucked up how consistently this shit happens, you know?
No. See, that's one thing. Like, I know it's not done. Like, I know it's more to come type shit. Like, it just be surprising me, like, who get killed type shit. But, like, I know somebody's going to eventually get killed. Like that, like.
That's how I go. People die.
Do you feel jaded to it? You feel like I mean, I understand that y'all deal with death differently just because you guys have been seeing it up in your face since you were young kids, right?
Sure.
But, I mean, how would you say that you deal with it, in a sense, like in terms of what the grieving process is like for you guys at this point in your life?
I don't really think I deal with it. I damn near just like shut down for a couple of days type shit. Just don't want to talk, don't, calculate, evaluate the shit, you know what I'm saying? And then be backing up and running type shit, because you can't let it stall you out for too long, but you got to step back and just take a whiff of what's going on.
But you ever have a death that it doesn't feel right because you just didn't, I don't know, like even when I go to somebody's funeral, a lot of times that makes me feel like at least a little bit at peace with losing them. Like, okay, at least I spent a couple hours at this event to mourn them, Yeah. But like, there's also been other people where it felt like, damn, I didn't slow down long enough to really like reminisce about who that person was.
I mean, it's really like how close you is with somebody. Well, for me, it's really like how close you is with somebody. But I grew up seeing like people just die all the time. Not even just like my friends. It's like even like people who supposed to be like the oppositions. I want to positive time. Like I grew up with them too. So like even seeing them die, it's crazy too. You feel me? But shit, like it depends like what hit homes, and you start seeing like I say, like I done blocked a lot of shit out just being like, just losing all my friends. I just blocked a lot of shit out just to even deal with that shit, just to not get to in my feelings about the shit. But like losing the brothers, that shit like bring out all your emotions.
Definitely. How do you feel the reaction was when Cash died, like in terms of how the city reacted and what the mood was like?
See, like Cash, like he wasn't like a friendly guy in the city anyway. Like ain't too many people who were like really big on Cash, but like before he died, he was really turning that around. Like he didn't like damn near control the internet, got all the people who didn't had shit to say about him. He done got them to start liking him and shit. So he was like really working on building everything back up before he died.
Right. But I mean, with him, honestly, it's kind of similar for you with him in the way that it was for us with Draco the Ruler, where he got killed in LA at his own concert, and it was a crazy feeling for all of us because on one hand we're super sad and everything, but at the same time it felt like he had been saying shit in songs and really like provoking beef to such an extent that it did kind of change the vibe around it. And you also see people, like, it was different when Nipsey died because Nipsey was kind of cool with everybody, so like everybody was able to mourn him. It's all over the radio, etc. When somebody passes who's like more mixed up in the politics, a lot of times there's a lot of people who don't want to be saying rest in peace and doing all this memorial stuff and everything because they feel like the other side is going to take it as disrespectful.
For sure.
I feel like that's crazy too, though, because I feel like shit, if they understand everybody's situation, they can probably relate a little more. And I feel like they don't want to be trying to be like they picking sides and be saying RP and doing all this, but if they feel like if they understand the motherfucking situation a little more, they'll respect it and be like, shit, he is a real person. He really got shit going on. Ain't like he just out here saying fuck motherfuckers for no reason. Ain't like motherfuckers ain't saying fuck him and shit. So shit, and like he really want to do this shit. Just his environment, what he grew up to.
Right. What did the situation that played out like? That wasn't some street shit, right? It was some shit with his girl and her ex-boyfriend or something, right?
Ooh,
with Cash, how that whole situation happened.
And no time.
Oh, really?
That shit is still in the air.
Shit, all I know is shit, he was riding with a female and shit. They jumped out and shit, got killed.
Right. Do you know if those rumors about there being an air tag involved were true?
Air tag, what's that, like some
like
tracking
the Apple thing so they can track a car or some shit?
I mean, shit, that can be, but shit, I don't know.
That's scary sign of the times, people using technology and shit, if it is true.
I mean, people do that, though.
Right.
And shit, that ain't nothing new.
That's not new. Yikes. That's scary shit.
That ain't nothing new, shit. That's why I say shit, I don't put it past it, but shit, I don't know for sure. Yeah.
Definitely. Can we, can we take it back to like the early days? I want to like just get like a full history of how you guys even got involved in the rap game. So can I hear a little bit about what you guys were on when you were younger and shit before the music?
I'm letting them talk. I'm letting them tell them this.
You gotta start with Dutchie.
Shit, we was
Yeah, because he was fake. They had a little rapping a little older than me. So I was fake following them.
Okay.
Shit, before that shit, you know, we was kids from Chicago in the mix and, you know, shit like that. We started rapping type shit. There was some other niggas that was in school with us type shit. Cause, you know, around the time we started rapping, the nigga King Louie, he had the city type shit. Like, he had, like, he didn't know, like, he had everybody on his shit, no matter what hood you was from or none of that shit.
Really? He was the fucking prototype, huh?
Yeah.
He used to go to that shit.
Yeah, he had that shit.
4th, 3rd grade, listening to him.
Don't follow him. He had that shit back then, so we started seeing his buzz type shit and all that shit. Like, damn, we can get into that shit too. We started rapping type shit. Me and Duck, Young was rapping with us too. Some other niggas, they had a group, and we came up with our group, FBG type shit. And since then, we've been keeping that shit going.
So King Louie, though, you guys weren't looking at him as like an op or anything?
I ain't say that. But the grammar school I went to, it was down there like, the school I went to in grammar school, that bitch down there was like, they wanted to be like what King Louie was from type shit. So they had the whole school off that shit.
Right.
Like who the fuck you spitting, boy? That shit hard. That's food and from, you know, shit like that type shit.
And so how many years older are you than him?
Like 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like you have like a big brother, little brother relationship, or is it more equal?
Nah, it's more equal. It's more equal. We came up together. We earned our shit together type shit.
Like I was hanging with them. Like I always been with the older crowd, so I'm following them.
How old are you guys right now?
I'm 26.
I'm 28.
Okay. When's the last time you had a fist fight?
Me and him?
Yeah.
With each other? A couple years ago type shit.
Really?
like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
is it a struggle? You guys get into conversations like that?
Nah, it ain't
we didn't know how like probably 4 fights out of like, but it'd be like we had
probably
like,
more than that type
probably
shit.
like 4. Like 4.
Right.
I used to
really
be dragging you down the stairs though, bro.
Them weren't really fights though. Them
You
like,
used to be getting for real though. Mad as hell.
Yeah, I said you he's on some fat shit back then. You
see what I'm
fat,
saying? Like,
want to play, drag a motherfucker down the stairs and shit.
Right.
I learned how to wrestle, put him on this shit.
But I think what's even more important than fighting is like, did you ever like get in such a big fight that you didn't talk to each other for like days or weeks?
That's what I was finna say.
When we get to fight, that's what it be though.
Oh,
but
yeah?
when we
The little Cold War after?
It don't be a cold war. We just don't be
Like
talking
that
this
shit
shit.
never-
We ain't on the internet tweaking with each other.
Right.
Like the other people don't know. It just
Oh, so you
between
don't
us.
put it out there to the public
Nah,
ever?
'cause
Yeah,
it
yeah.
ain't no shit like we trying to kill each other, no weird shit like that. It's just we had a disagreement or we fought or some weird shit. We ain't been talking. We ain't been, you know.
Right.
We done have been avoiding each other type shit. Then we sue each other. We act like shit ain't never happened.
Never happened.
Right.
Back to them.
That's good. Because that's why I remember when Gucci and Waka finally split up, I remember them saying that everybody thought they were cool, best friends, but then meanwhile, they're in the studio beating the shit out of each other, getting in fights and shit. And I was like, damn, that's kind of amazing as a fan that they were able to keep that low key. And
Are
the
they
people,
already doing that?
yeah, like when they were younger, like back when they were together, they would get in such intense shit fighting in the studio, but the people never knew. And then they finally broke up, and Walker was honest about that. But like, that's pretty cool that they like never took any of that shit to the public.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's family shit supposed to be in house.
Right,
Yeah, niggas gonna get into it, man. Niggas gonna.
You know, brothers fight all type of shit. You know.
right. But so Duck, was Duck the first one to make music?
Nah, we all started together.
But was he the first one to have success?
Yeah, I say he probably was. He probably first because like
To be what, successful?
Nah, probably
all
had the
of us
first
was
had-
making music, dickhead.
yeah
So,
around the same time, but he's probably had the first one and had like the real song at DJ Kim. Remember when you trying to take us to DJ Kim?
yeah.
That's why I
yeah.
say I let him talk first, cause like we all started rapping at the same time, but motherfucker made the studio, made their songs first.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was fucking with DJ Kim where Keef was recording that.
Right.
And shit, he was trying to take us and shit one time and shit, but I was finna make a song, but like I think Keef was coming, so he had to just hurry up, finish the song or some shit, cause you know he was more into Keef. That was the hottest one.
Right.
So we
But
got
Duck
a-
was looking at Keef as like, oh shit, he rapping and he's representing this shit, so I want to do my thing.
No, not that time. At that
It
time,
wasn't even
was
like
just-
that yet?
That shit happened so quick. Like it was just when motherfucker was just in the studio, motherfucker was just in the hallway smoking or some shit, and then this shit just happened so quick, motherfucker just couldn't even be around each other. It was crazy.
Damn.
But I ain't like really know Keith like that though. I just sent him a couple of times.
So were you guys like genuinely listening to his music at that time?
Negative.
Negative.
People was though, like
He had a one little song.
let me hear see like
Whoa.
Yeah, he had some songs, let's be real, that you couldn't avoid.
Nah, it's,
No,
we
you
talking about
can't-
shit
you
before
can't
yo,
avo- you can't
before
avoid
y'all
that
shit
You've been
was
forced to listen to Finito mad times in your life, like it or not.
but you going in there listening to it like I'm playing this shit
Yeah,
like
yeah.
but you can't avoid not hearing this shit at one point in time.
Right.
Nah, but he talking about like before all that shit.
But motherfuckers going to listen to that shit.
Nah, let's get it. That key. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, you saying like before motherfuckers split
Before
up?
300 and all that type shit, Keith.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Ken told us, like, pay attention to him. Y'all come in this bitch, just freestyle y'all songs, and he come in this bitch and write his shit.
But
and
they
I
weren't
already
trying to
figured
they
shit
weren't
out.
trying to claim Ken.
I don't,
It wasn't like
I
that
don't-
yet?
I
How
don't
that
even
shit
think
go?
Ken was even letting them know he was recording us type shit.
Right.
He was trying to keep us separated type
Yo,
shit.
but that is a mad funny thing about like songs being played around people where now it's like, you ever see that clip of what's her name, Yaya Mayweather, and she's in the club and they're playing Dirk or some shit and she getting all mad in the fucking corner, and it's like, oh man, this is like, it's so easy to troll people now because you could just play their ops music and get a clip for the gram.
That shit been happening to us since all that.
I'm sure, yeah.
Since the beginning of that shit. You know?
We started off like, man, you couldn't play no key song.
You
fuck,
can't ride down our hood, none of
we
that
throwing
shit.
shit at you, busting your shit, but then it got like, we can't
It's on the radio. You can't do shit.
avoid not hearing that shit. So you like, man, we gotta turn down. Now it went to a point where we looking crazy for turn that shit off. So like we ain't even on that. We ain't gonna do that shit no more.
Right.
Unless you really saying like he's saying fuck our homie and that shit, then you can't play that shit.
For sure. But okay, so how like, I don't know, like with with Duck's career kind of blowing up, like how did you guys just sort of like take position as he was coming up, and were you guys all like working as a team, or like what did the mentality become as he started to get more momentum?
Shit, how folks was putting this shit, we all can get lit like this type shit if we all work hard as hell. Cause that's all he was doing. That's how he was putting this shit to us. Like, you see where the fuck I'm going? Motherfucking get the same shit type shit.
Right.
Motherfucker just gotta be, cause folks in the studio every day type shit, shooting a video every day type shit. He on that type shit. Like, that's, you know?
Right.
He still that shit in me. And then Cash just came and just overtime that shit type shit.
Yeah. So what years was Cash gone that he was locked up?
Most of them is
Right, because he had a little movement when like a long ass time ago, but like then that stopped in what, like 2013 or 2014 or something.
I'm fucked up with the time schedule and all that shit. But I know that nigga was going like every time he get locked up, he probably get locked up for like 4 years or shit like that. So and he got locked up about like 3-4 times. So shit, you know.
You know what's crazy to think about? I was just watching Traplo Ross, this YouTuber. He did a documentary about No Limit and all them, G Herbo, and it's like 3 hours long. It's the craziest, most in-depth shit. When you watch it, it is like the most mind-blowing amount of death that happened on both sides of this thing. It's fucking insane. And one thing that really just stood out to me is like how the glory days of drill being documented on the internet was definitely that like 2010 to like 2013 window, because that's when you had everybody tweeting whatever. You had motherfuckers, there was a series that you guys probably used to watch all the time, like No Lacking or whatever, that it was like these dudes just filming themselves, going to the op blocks, whatever. Like it was the craziest shit I ever seen. It's wild to think about.
We started that shit though.
You started it.
Yeah, hold on. I got videos on that shit on YouTube all the way like 2009, 2010 on the house block type shit.
Oh, okay. So they didn't start the trend.
Nah, we started a lot of shit though. Like
Nah, I ain't gonna.
niggas just don't really fuck with us, so niggas take our shit and they get the credit for it.
Right. But it's just when you think about that time period, how open everybody was and how oblivious they were to the fact that the cops were going to see this.
Yeah.
They weren't, niggas was just young and dumb, bro, just speaking their mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Shit, I had to realize that shit because shit, I had a case and shit. I said some shit on the motherfucking on Facebook, and the judge and them came and said I threatened the judge, some of them kill them, all type of shit, you know?
Right. Yeah. But I mean, now, even the dumbest motherfuckers seem like they get it. So that they got to be, but there's a lot of examples that come to mind right away of some dumbass shit that motherfuckers who should know better did in recent memory telling on themselves. So, yeah.
I look at that shit now because I don't know, we've been doing that shit for so long. Like then at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, I look at everybody who do that shit now. Like either you just doing that for attention to get some clout, or you just dumb as hell.
They was going to jail.
Nah, they ain't trying to go to jail. They ain't doing shit. They ain't
they
doing
on the
shit.
internet tweeting like that. Cause this shit real. This shit niggas really.
I
like,
could be.
you know what I mean?
I don't know. I just look at niggas like they ain't doing shit. They doing that dumb ass shit. They trying to get some clout.
I mean, it must feel way different to be locked up for a body and they caught you because of some DNA or security cameras or whatever, versus like you're locked up for a body and it's because you told on yourself on Instagram.
Well,
that must be a way different feeling.
That shit, the W shit.
Like that's got to be a dark 25 years in there, you know, just thinking about like, damn, I shouldn't have fucking somehow implicated myself on social media for clout.
That hurts. That hurt.
You know anybody that you feel like that's probably their predicament?
I was trying to think. I don't know nobody that done.
Yeah.
I be just seeing motherfuckers on the internet. I don't know nobody person.
Yeah, well, a couple of the people who got their ass incriminated got cooked off the
Instagram,
off the internet, off everything type shit. You just see this shit unfold in front of your eye.
I said like on the internet, like not personally. Like who personally? Are you talking about fool now?
You just say sure you don't go down tweaking.
Yeah,
on the internet, you supposed to be.
But to be fair, I think the situation you're referring to, that's just one part of the evidence that they might have.
That's true, though.
You know?
But that's a big part, though.
There's definitely a good part if you're going to be there in court trying to make the fucking case. But then at the same time, I mean, all them cameras and everything else probably pretty powerful, too.
Yeah. Case may be, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Did you see this thing that basically that said dude Traplo Ross, who I'm talking about, he at one point he had a video out about Vaughn, and in the video he was running through all these potential murders that Vaughn was accused of, and he ended up getting hit up on Instagram basically by this account, and he's kind of not paying attention to the account, but the account's borderline telling him like, we're gonna kill you if you don't delete those King Von videos. And so then he gets hit with 3 copyright strikes on the videos at the same time. Like basically somebody's got God mode hacker skills, and they're trying to take down his channel, and he gets hit up by that Instagram account again, basically being like, yo, delete the shit about KI in the video and we'll let your channel live. And so he deleted the shit out there, and then boom, the channel stays up, and then we find out later that the cops are saying that they think that that was the murder, that they actually had the evidence to prove that he did. Thoughts?
I don't know.
I don't know nothing about none of that shit, man. That's crazy. They got hackers out here though. They got all type of shit going on.
They love him. They got hackers telling motherfuckers to delete some shit. Well, if somebody got some power around them, I don't know. I don't know. What type of video they had about KI though?
It was basically just him laying out, Trap Lord Ross laying out the evidence of like, look at these tweets, look at these DMs from when they hacked her account, look at whatever, just all this shit, and like, look at all these little things that make us think that he might have killed her. And it's just kind of eerie that then that like people were that upset about that, and then that's the one that the cops said that they would have arrested him for if he was still alive.
I ain't gonna lie. I think the police just did that shit.
I was just about to say that.
You ever seen The Wire?
Yeah.
You know how they was trying to do their clearance rate shit?
Right. They
That's how
want to
Chicago
solve as
do
many
it.
murders as possible.
And
I think that, yeah.
anybody who did and all that shit, they be solving their shit, or they killed,
Right.
type shit like that type.
But this is such a drill rapper and interview tactic where you don't ever want to credit the other side with anything.
I ain't never said
You
no
gotta
shit.
you gotta ask us a different question, like how was he? Then we'll tell you
No,
like
look,
real shit.
I'll tell you
that
how
just
I think the
situation ain't-
Chicago police is, because they just
Yeah.
came out and just.
He trying to think you EJ.
It's not just, but it's not just with his situation, with Shorty's situation. It's a lot of motherfuckers from the city that they just came. All the unsolved shit, all of a sudden they solved now.
So you
know what I'm
have homies that got killed, and like there's a killer who was arrested, but you don't buy it. Like the cops put it on somebody just to get the case closed, but you don't think that they actually figured that shit out.
No,
That's
'cause
different. That's a little different.
people don't be getting caught like that. It's just in the city of the Chicago type shit.
Right.
Unless somebody really like tell, or they get like caught in the act of that shit. You see what I'm saying?
You feel like the kids feel emboldened, like they're just not going to get caught?
I got shit. That's down there. I don't know. I can only think of my perspective when I was their age type shit. We down there knew we wasn't getting caught type shit.
You knew it.
You knew you wasn't getting caught. Type
That's scary. See, that's like the politician's worst nightmare, is that's how kids feel, is that this is just consequenceless crime.
shit. Yo.
I don't know how they feel. I know they out here dangerous though, especially the new kids. They got switches,
Yeah.
50s,
Switch is taking over the game, huh?
100s,
Them bitches took over
and
the
they
game.
all got them. That shit crazy.
They all got a. Oh God.
How you feel about Lil Zay Osama getting caught with the switch in New York? Left in the Uber.
Man, he crazy. Oh, what's to the man?
I know y'all ain't stingy with that air though.
It's cold?
Yeah, but
Y'all can turn it down. Sorry, he's
I
shaking.
be cold as hell. Yeah, I be shaking like a motherfucker.
I don't know where the thermostat's at, but
I don't know.
sorry. Yeah, that shit crazy though. Especially we look mad crazy because we did an interview right before that where he was talking about New York gun laws and how bad the gun laws are, and if you get caught with anything out there, you're doing all this time, yada yada. Then he gets caught like fucking 2 weeks later.
Horseplay.
They trying to put it on the Uber driver though. They're trying to say that was his switch.
Probably was. Probably was. Shit.
Oh, photo grade. Yeah.
Probably was. Shit.
See, at a time like that, if you're in court trying to make the argument of it was the Uber driver's switch, you're
Did
gonna
you
really
snitch it?
regret having all those songs where you talked about having
Is
switches.
you snitching though?
But what do I know?
I'm saying like, is he snitching? Like, is
Who,
that
the
the
Uber driver? You
No.
know he in that bitch like
is,
that ain't
is
my
he
switch.
snitching? That's the Uber driver good.
Yeah, but it's not like he could ever say it was the Uber driver's gun. He can only say it might have been his, so you can't prove that it's mine.
Don't say nothing, man. I don't know.
How many Uber drivers carry a fucking switch around?
You never know. Everybody be having all type of stuff.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Uber
Yeah.
drivers ain't nobody.
Oh, for
Shit.
no. They regular people. Oh, for the.
Some of them.
What you think? What you
Everybody
think
regular person.
I'm just saying, in New York City, where the gun laws are like gnarly as fuck, you're getting like 10 years in federal prison for having that. The average Uber driver, even if they carry a gun, is not carrying that gun. And I feel for him because I don't want to see him locked up at all. But I mean, it's definitely not looking good.
You don't like switches?
Well, it's not that I don't like them. I don't really feel like I require one in my day-to-day life.
I was gonna say you better get you one.
Yeah, after this conversation.
It's up there, man.
Nah,
That shit
shit.
crazy.
Yeah? You ever shot one?
Who, me?
At the
I
range?
never shot nothing. Chilling.
That's fair. Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I remember when I was interviewing PGF Nook, he told me that the Switch War is like, you just need one these days, that you just straight lacking if you don't have one. Is that actually the attitude in Chicago?
That's my attitude in Chicago.
I want to put that out there for the city, but shit, if you smart, you better get one, shit, because everybody got one.
But how is it smart when you're going to do 10 years or whatever the fuck they're talking about?
You going to jail?
I mean, the laws are crazy. You haven't looked into this?
No, I'm saying you going to jail.
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, not at this time because
Hey,
I
so
haven't
what
got
we
caught
talking
with a
about the
switch.
laws for? We talk about the laws if you ain't going to jail.
Yeah, but it's pretty easy to get searched, right?
You trying to get stopped?
You going?
I'm not trying to get stopped.
You pulling over and talk to them with the switch. in
If
the
they
car?
try to pull me over, I'm probably gonna have to. What, you're a fan of the high speed chase?
I'm not a fan of nothing, man.
If you
What
carrying
gonna
a
do?
switch, you damn near know what you got to do, shit.
What you gonna do? What you know?
So if you got a switch, you have to run from the cops. I guess that's
mean,
fair,
shit, that'd be smart, shit. You just heard, you said the gun laws and shit crazy, right?
right? But do you think of it like that in Chicago, where you get caught with that shit, you're fucked too?
No, I don't think niggas really think about it. It's really just about survival, though.
Yeah, like that jail shit be like motherfucker be in that bitch fighting and be back home. Motherfucker in that bitch get healthy, come back, you know. Motherfucker be decent in jail.
Right,
Motherfucker get their ass blicked down. Ain't none of that come back. Nothing. You ain't come back. You been that bitch left.
right. How much time have you guys actually spent locked up?
Me, I spent like 9 months out ago
Okay.
in the county.
I ain't a fan of jail. I don't really want to be talking about jail, but I probably did I ain't really did no jail time, though. I probably did like a week and a half or something in the county or something.
Right. It ain't for you.
And that shit boring as hell.
Right. I
Boring.
feel you.
Then you can be in that little ass room for stinking and shit they using and shit.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, that's not for me.
hell nah.
I seen it on TV. They talking to each other through the toilets.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to stick my head in the toilet for any reason.
I mean,
That shit fucked up in
yeah, that shit's like a mental process. Like they trying to break you down in that bitch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to feel brutal being in that environment. But yo, I just mentioned PGF Nook. How do you feel about him having some disrespectful words towards you guys' side? That's been a little controversial, right?
I don't really feel no type of heat.
What
Niggas
he
be
said?
saying a lot of stuff, bro.
What he said?
What was he smoking on? I forget exactly how this
He said
went.
some funny shit
Like,
like
that's
that.
some new shit then.
And who was exchanging? Was it Yella going back and forth with him, or I forget?
Yella?
I should probably know this.
Yella a whole different I
That
wouldn't even
nigga
want to
was
say
drinking
sad because
vodka.
niggas thinking like I ain't no gang now. He a whole different crap.
So I can't talk about you and Yella as if y'all are the same thing. It's two separate.
Yellow
Yeah,
said he
separate.
from Skeezy Gang,
'Cause
Acre Block.
we like to simplify it out here in LA. It's like GDs, BDs, make it nice and easy. The same way y'all try to do it with the Bloods and the Crips. You probably think it's that simple. It's not at all that
I was
simple.
it's not.
Not
I don't
even
even
close,
think like,
yeah.
it's not that nothing that simple type shit. It's a great area,
Right.
you know.
That's actually one thing I was feeling watching that No Limit documentary. I'm like, damn, this shit is way more complicated than I fucking realized.
Yeah.
I got no
for
business dipping my toe in this. But yeah, does that ever piss y'all off that there's this like automatic thing where all these like rappers coming up feel like saying GDK is gonna get them some attention, or
Nah,
I'm not sure why they're doing it. I don't want to say that that's their motivation, but
GDK ain't a big thing to me. Gotta be saying fuck one of my homies or something.
it's gotta be more specific.
Yeah, shit like
There
that.
you go.
Shit like that. But niggas who do that shit, they just secure their place type shit. Cause the way the shit set up is weird as hell in our city type shit. Like, ain't too many niggas from you gotta grind it out, like, you hear me?
Right.
But once you say you fuck with us type shit, is then you then in our book.
Cook.
Yeah, so you then gotta show motherfucker you ain't with us type shit. Even if you say you ain't, you know?
Right.
You then gotta be, if you pay attention, everybody aligned with certain niggas type shit from
They
Chicago.
hoping for a feature or hoping to
So
get
when,
the cosign.
when they say the whole Chicago come together, it's never the whole Chicago coming together. It's just everybody that's just with Shorty them, my fault, that's with Shorty them type shit.
Right.
And then that's aligned on their side, and then the other niggas.
Does that feel crazy that like you're left out of the peace talks?
Negative. He's so used to it though. He been like
It's just
that
been like
and
that
shit
forever.
Forever.
Yeah, for sure. Forever.
Like 2010. So shit.
Right.
Get used to it. I feel like when nigga Duke really come up and get that big, you gonna be so happy. We gonna be so happy the motherfucker that really made it like then on our own.
That's why you guys need to have more kids.
Nah.
Raise you a whole new generation. If you have like 50 kids, then one of them's gonna be fire, right?
I ain't have no more kids.
No? How many you got right now? They rap?
They want to be. I got one in the stepson, man. I ain't having no more. They killed it for the kids.
Really?
Yeah.
It's too crazy.
Nah, it ain't that crazy. It's just like I ain't have no more. They cool, just too cool.
It's like that's a fine amount, no more.
Like I'd be dead wrong to have 3.
Really? I think about that sometimes.
Nah, I maybe have 3 though. If I like bag could get bigger, maybe I have 3. I don't know. I come from a big family.
Well, but if you live a long life, if you're like gonna make it to 80, fuck. Make a couple kids at 45.
So,
Keep the later half of your life interesting, you know?
Yeah, for sure. If I make it to 80, I might have a lot of little kids.
We got to take advantage of what makes us special as men, which is that we can impregnate people when we're old as fuck.
Y'all make that shit sound like that shit easy.
I mean, it's a big advantage
I
when
ain't got
women
no
can't
kids.
have a fucking kid
It's
anymore at like 35, you know?
It's not that easy to select
I don't
a bitch
know,
to have a baby by type of shit, you know?
Well, yeah, you got to find
Sure. Is that,
a girl who's ready for it.
you know? I learned
Sure.
from photo type shit and my mistakes type shit with women that learn like, damn, you know it is, but be crazy.
You been shell shocked?
Yeah, shit like that. Yeah, I've been through a lot.
How many
type
kids
shit.
you got?
I ain't got none.
None.
That's what I'm saying.
But you like barely avoided it?
Yeah, shit like that.
How many abortions you paid for?
Tell the truth.
Who?
the
You gotta chill, boy.
I'm just asking. I'm just saying. Tell the truth.
Man, you tweaking, man.
You
Y'all
pause,
tweaking,
you
man.
might-
Y'all tweaking,
you
man.
He got hella
I'm
bodies.
pro-abortion, though. I'm not like getting that, like,
He's the
yeah,
Grim
I
Reaper.
think women should have a choice of their body type shit.
Oh, I agree.
You know?
But you out here exercising that choice frequently,
nah,
huh?
this when I was a shorty type shit. You know what I'm saying? When I was like 17, 18,
Right.
20 type shit.
Nah,
Nowadays,
for sure,
I
yeah.
be down there want to have a baby, but I gotta find the right bitch type shit, you know?
Nah, but having a baby though, like at 35, 40. I don't want to say 35, but I say like 40 or something. That's crazy. Cause you gotta raise them like another 18 years. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy to think. Have a baby at 45 and then like they're going to college or graduating high school. You're 65. You're retiring from work. It's like kind of sad. Like you might be dead before they hit 30, you know? Like, and that's if you live.
How old your parents were?
My parents were actually kind of older. They hadn't had me till they were like 28 or something.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
You got younger siblings?
They was grown. They knew what they wanted to do.
No,
at that age.
I got one more that's 3 years apart from me. Yeah, they knew what they were doing, but my mom had mad miscarriages before me.
That's what she was trying to.
I used the miracle baby then.
Exactly, and that's why I have all the rage of all those babies combined inside me, and that's why I go so hard.
For sure.
Like DJ Khaled on the treadmill.
She loved you too, didn't she?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's why she was real troubled by the fact that I didn't care about education and wanted to go out and be in these streets, you know?
She back your shit down, don't she?
Yeah,
Yeah, for
she
sure.
got kind of traumatized by it, but she likes it now. For sure. How y'all mamas doing?
They
They cool.
cool. Cool. They cool.
My mama look, she still grieving.
Oh yeah, how's she feeling?
She still grieving.
Yeah, man, it's got to be rough.
Yeah.
Definitely. You feel like you move on faster than her, and is that kind of weird for her to see you be able to get back to life faster than her?
I don't know, but I be thinking like, I don't know if it's weird for me that I damn near like taking it a little more better than her. But it ain't though. It's her son.
Right. Yeah, son is different, man. And you just have so many homies of yours that died that it's got to have like made you feel like ready for the feeling in a sense that she definitely doesn't have that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Thought about it a couple of times, but shit. Like, even like, I ain't want to speak on that shit though. Yeah, for sure though.
Are you guys going to drop like a record of all his shit that he hadn't put out, or are you still dropping videos from before he passed, or what's like the plan in terms of memorializing Cash?
So we just dropped the album.
Oh, you just did?
We
Okay.
dropped the album, all 3 of us on there.
He dropped one like shit a couple days right after that shit happened to him.
Yeah, Cash out.
Yeah, he dropped some shit right after that shit.
Shit.
He still got some more shit motherfucker gotta drop too. So.
He got a lot of music though. I don't know, like, I know we gonna drop that shit though. I don't know, like we ain't got no plan like how we gonna drop it right now though. But he got a lot of shit though that they gonna want to hear that shit hard.
Right.
New flow and everything.
Does him passing, does that motivate y'all to like go harder with the music or to keep going in that sense? Like you don't have him putting shit out, so you gotta try to fill the void a little bit?
Yeah, 50-50 though, but even before him passing though, like he was just going hard for in a short amount of time that he like connect us with a lot of people, like he connect us to you type shit. I just hit you like, man, could you get the team to post the tape? Let's do the interview. Like I then wouldn't even had a connection if it wasn't for him.
Right.
And he was going crazy. Like he connect us with a lot of people type shit. So
Got no choice but to.
yeah.
Yeah, he was a networker.
Fake like he
Yeah, for sure.
Fake like he like, was leaving this shit to us.
But do you think it frustrated him feeling blackballed, or do you think he sort of just relished in sort of having that villain role?
Nah, he loved that shit though, but
Yeah, he relished in that shit. He ate that shit up.
love that shit.
He handled that shit better. Cause I don't know. I see niggas be frustrated and say all type of weird shit on the internet and be mad at niggas, but cause we understand that shit. You know what I'm saying? We don't speak on it, we understand that shit. I get it, you know what I'm saying? But folks relished in that shit like, come on. We gon', since they got a problem, we gon',
Right. I've talked about this on like a million interviews, but I got to bring it up because Cash was used as a specific example. But when I went on the Joe Budden podcast, they were bringing up screenshots of some of the clips, and I don't know, one of them was like something about Cash talks about this and that with Dirk or something like that, and they're trying to basically use that to say like, look at how evil your content is, that you have gang members on the channel and they don't know any better and they're talking about this and that. How do you guys feel about that criticism towards people like me or Vlad or whoever out there making content about all this rap shit, street shit?
I don't know, man. You can have how you say that shit?
What's the
Criticism. You can have criticism about the shit they talk about. Like they be doing a lot of clout chasing weird shit too. Like it just, I don't know. This content. It's content for everybody.
It's a good and
shit.
bad with everything, bro.
Yeah, it's 50-50, but shit, it's a content for everybody. Like it's a view out here for everybody. Everybody want to see certain shit, so somebody got to do it.
I feel like, are there many questions that I could ask you that would make you so pissed off that you just walked up out of here, or you screamed at me or something? Or for the most part, when you do an interview, are you just gonna, like, if an interviewer asks some crazy ass shit that you would never answer in a million years, are you just gonna laugh at it and be like, nah, I'm not answering that?
We ain't gonna say you ain't gonna answer. You just gonna laugh at it, look at each other. Like, it's crazy as hell. Like, but you gotta be ready for that shit. Like, you gotta, I don't know, we've been through so much shit that we damn not ready for it. Like, you would ask me that shit earlier, and we would down there wanting to fight or something in this bitch. But shit, we don't be on that shit no more.
Well, do you kind of expect
That's
that?
your job. It's your job, though. You gotta understand, like,
Right.
it's really what the people want to hear. So you gotta ask what the fuck the people want to hear. But it's really up to you to answer the shit, though. It's your job.
Right. The one thing I pointed out that kind of was annoying to me is that they're talking about Cash like he was a fucking total child. Like he has no idea what he's doing. And I'm like, bro, this is a grown-ass man that realistically knows that him talking about this kind of shit is going to make shit go viral and people are going to be talking about it. People check out his music. Why are you talking about him like he's like a kid that has no fucking clue? Like he's a grown man. He seems like he's actually a pretty smart marketer from my perspective.
For sure. I know exactly what he was doing, man.
Shit,
Fake genius.
What's a kid in the streets type shit? Once you get into that type of lifestyle,
Right.
you ain't a kid no more.
Because if I have a 14-year-old drill rapper on here and I'm asking him some crazy ass shit, then maybe that's an okay argument of like you should be careful about what you get this young ass kid to say on here. But when we're talking about somebody who's like 30, I don't know.
Yeah,
Look,
I
man,
guess.
if a nigga 15 and
Now, you
he
could
be out
say
here shoot, drilling and all that weird shit, he's not a kid no more. But
Yeah,
when he
you still
get
gotta
arrested, folks going to, you hear me? What that shit called LA County out here? They going there. He's going there with the big guys. He's not going, they not in no more kid no more, bro. So he got to know everything that he doing, everything that he say out his mouth count type shit.
I feel like as a kid though, you shouldn't even, you shouldn't even ask him nothing like that on here though, because he ain't even developed yet to
Right.
even dodge that shit.
And that's what I find kind of offensive is the idea that Cash should be put in that category as a grown ass man, that he should be treated like he's a dumbass kid when it's like, no, he knows what he's doing, bro.
Exactly.
Right.
So
Is it kind of weird? Do you think it's weird when someone does an interview? This is like a line that I don't usually cross, although I guess I've crossed it multiple times in this interview, where just saying the names of somebody's ops to them, saying, how do you feel about so-and-so? Like in terms of like real street shit, like neighborhoods and such
That
and such.
shit weird. Me and folks just talking about that.
That's a little too much, like
It's weird.
stating
But
names.
It depends on like what it's about type shit though. Like certain shit I damn near can't even, I don't even want to speak on shorty them, you know?
Right.
That's weird.
It feels like the more specific gang politics shit is stuff that is super weird to me to ask, but then I see the smaller interviewers and shit doing it, and I'm like, well,
you gotta ask him, huh?
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it ain't even about just like how big you was, how small you was. It could be motherfucking you. It could be 16 shot him. It could be Cam Capone. It could be another motherfucker, true teller from the city type shit.
Mm-hmm.
Certain shit, the way you ask it, it'd be like, not you, I'm just saying in general, any motherfucker who interviewing a motherfucker type shit, it'd be kind of weird type shit.
Right.
But niggas like me type shit, I don't pay attention to that shit till afterwards. Till I see a motherfucker post that shit and I sit there and watching them. I said my bitch ass said that, my goofy lame ass said that, answered that shit. You know what I'm saying?
You ever regretted what you said in an interview? You went too far?
Yeah, a couple times type shit. Yeah, but that's when I be like off pills or some weird ass shit like that type shit. So I learned to keep myself cool and do whatever I'm gonna do after.
Well, I'll give you an example of one that I thought was too over the line. And one of my employees, Flakko, told me I was a bitch for not asking this question. But and I have to speak of people that you may not get along with. But when I did the Boss Top interview, right before that, Quando Rondo's homie had got killed in Hollywood, right? In the car, and Quando was right there, and he saw it, and like obviously Boss Top was presumably enemies of Quando Rondo, so he's probably low-key happy about something bad happening to Quando Rondo. And my dude Flakko is like, you didn't ask Boss Top how he felt about Quando's boy getting killed. I'm like, that feels over the line. Because if I'm asking him about some shit like that, basically like inviting him to show or to celebrate in something negative happening to somebody that he presumably does not get along with, that somehow feels like that would be over the line for me to ask him that.
Yeah, that was crazy. That'd be crazy.
It will, but that's what you're supposed to ask him though.
Right.
It depends on how.
In order for his
How you
business
ask
to boom.
So you think I should have did it?
Yeah.
Because you would have clicked on it. You would have wanted to know what he said.
No,
ain't
it's
said-
not what a nigga
I
say.
ain't saying
It's not
don't
what a
ask,
nigga
but
say.
it'd be
Adam.
crazy though.
It's what a nigga it don't say. You see what I'm saying? It's what a nigga don't say, but it's how a nigga body twitch or how his face go up, or you know, it's a lot of extra shit. You know,
Flakko crazy.
We got to start doing interviews with the polygraph on the person. Like the lie detector.
That shit don't work, do it?
I mean,
you can. I don't know, man. They say you can beat that shit. They say shorty them training for that shit.
yeah, if you're a real stone cold killer, you might be able to beat it.
They say niggas beating them shits.
I don't know. It's possible.
But
so,
if you start doing that, then niggas ain't gonna want to interview. You gonna be like police or something.
if you cross the line too much, people will be worried about working with you. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, like that would be a weird situation for me right now. Like say that somebody who's like a famous op of yours, and everybody who watches this kind of shit knows that there's somebody that y'all do not fuck with, and they get killed, and the next day I do an interview with y'all. We already had it scheduled. It's such a weird situation of like, obviously the world wants to know, but as the interviewer, do you really want to be the one to say, how y'all feel about this?
You do.
You damn them do though.
You want to be TMZ. You
Then
want to be
be first.
You want to be first motherfucker. That's a hot take or some shit.
I would try to nudge it in that direction. Maybe I could get you to talk
gotta
about it
be
without
good at it,
saying
though.
the name.
You can't. It's how you come off too. You see what I'm saying? I told you, it's like the way. It's not what you say. It's how you. It's your body language. How you carry yourself. You know.
Right.
So it's how you come off.
What's going on with Truth Teller? What's his deal?
Shit, you interview a nigga type shit.
You guys
Yeah,
fuck with
good
him a
dude.
lot, huh? You guys do content all the time with him, huh?
He cool. He
He
cool.
cool. He a good dude.
He's covering the fucking
He
nitty gritty.
He respectable though. Like that's why I fuck with him though. Like,
You feel like he is? Because I see him interviewing you guys, and he'll ask some saucy ass question, but he'll kind of like add a bunch of warnings before he asks it to try to soften the blow of him asking him about some shit. But he's less afraid of asking about specific street shit because that's like who his audience is. And sometimes when I click on his shit, I'll see a gang related rapper saying shit that I know they would not say to me because they don't want to necessarily give their enemies clout on my platform. But because Truth Teller's platform is more local and smaller, they'll tell him whatever. And I'm like, that ain't right. You got to tell me that shit too.
No, not really though. It depends on, I don't know. I think it depends on how early you catch them in there. Like, people be like different, and every other interview, people get better and talking and knowing, like, because people watch their shit, they know what they fucked up, what they said wrong and shit.
I should never said that shit to his goof ass, you know? So I had that covers, fuck am I talking about?
You ever hit up the interviewer and be like, take that shit down?
Hell yeah.
I ain't never did that.
I did. I was 16, what I said, incriminating type shit. Don't even say that shit.
What was it, the way he titled it?
Nah, it's some shit I said type shit I shouldn't have been talking about type shit.
Right.
But I was too beside myself. I just got done shooting a video, all type of weird shit. Hey, look. I think his bitch ass kept that shit up though. Now that we think about it, I don't know.
All right, bro. I got you.
Yeah.
Let me make this money first.
You fuck with 16 or no?
16, yeah. 16,
I fuck with
that-
16.
He cool even though you had a little disagreements?
Nah, I ain't had no disagreement. Not that I know it. Why? What you?
I mean, you think he made the rack look good, huh? He came on No Jumper, spit in a motherfucker's face.
He made Chicago look good.
I mean, I'm just saying.
He just did what he had to do though. I wouldn't spit on. I wouldn't spit on him, motherfucker.
You would have swung?
Oh, you gotta knock a motherfucker out.
That's kind of a tactical thing on his end, though. Like, it's more disrespectful than No Jumper if he swings on him. Him spitting on him is kind of like, it's not as disrespectful to the platform, but
it's over disrespectful to shorty ass though. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that was crazy. I watched that bitch a couple times. I ain't gonna lie, you got a couple views out me out. He did? He really did? Oh, fuck.
Flakko spit back, but it was like a dry spit. He didn't have any spit.
I didn't think he wanted to spit when I seen that shit. What are you on with?
That's my boy, 16, my boy, but I feel like he shouldn't have spit though. He should have knocked his ass out or something, like if it was really a problem.
Then it was, because
females be...
Fool, what he was on?
He was just talking hella shit. He was calling him a clout chaser from the very beginning of the interview.
From the beginning, he already told him, like, you a goofy, you a clout chaser in my eyes.
I told him after that, I'm like, you can't start an interview like that, bro. You gotta like,
he a clout chaser.
you gotta be cool with him, if you want him to.
That's fight talk type shit.
He ain't fuck with him.
You can't just name call.
He ain't fuck with 16 at all. He feel like he...
Yeah, but he's like clicked up. He's doing what Bandman Kevo tells him to do.
I ain't want to say that, but yeah, that's how I feel. I ain't want to say
I think
like...
Bandman got a battery in his back.
I was like, he dropped the bag on his ass.
But now we know that Bandman Kevo did not snitch and 16 shot him, did not snitch or have a thing with an underage girl. Both of that was debunked. 1090 Jake got the paperwork, looked into it, found that both of it was bullshit. So I'm glad that we have that kind of technology on the internet these days.
Who the fuck is 1090 Jake though? Who the fuck is this?
My boy. Get on
that
YouTube, search 1090 Jake. It's the best YouTube channel.
I think this shit though.
Yeah, he's hard. He does all the best like street YouTube content.
He didn't.
Where
He probably got a video about you.
He didn't jump chain.
He's from Florida and Boston, basically. He's a white blood.
Damn.
Very rare.
Damn.
How you get all this information from? Somebody on the street?
I interviewed him. You go watch my interview with him. It's like 3.5 hours long. It's fire.
Nah, he look up the court documents and all that shit.
Yeah.
Y'all want them type of thing? Yeah.
So if you ever want to prove somebody's a snitch, he's probably a good guy to get in touch with.
I don't want to prove nobody. If your ass a snitch, I don't want no smoke with you. Don't tell me. Look, y'all do y'all thing.
Yeah?
Keep me out that shit.
You're not in the paperwork business?
Yeah,
I
keep me out that shit.
Trying to prove nothing.
I ain't trying to prove nothing. You telling on people, leave me alone, you know?
Right.
Start telling on you.
Yeah.
Sweet. Leave them folks alone.
How you feel about Bandman Kevo, though? You fuck with his movement?
I don't even know him like that. I used to fuck with his song back in the day, so shit. It's the baller, you know.
Yeah, he need to drop some more music. He was decent, wasn't he? That bitch.
He
probably was dropping that bag though, cause he was on the radio a lot.
He was an icon for the scammers.
Yeah.
He made hella money scamming. I watched a little mini documentary thing about it the other day. Actually, it was a 1090 Jake video where
you getting crazy.
They were talking about how much money he made scamming back in the day and shit. So that's like a undertold story. Everybody in the music talks about the gang shit, but we know that damn near every fucking kid in Chicago is a scammer, and that story is not told as often.
Shit, we know him like y'all know him though. Shit, we don't really know him just 'cause we from Chicago. I mean, like we.
Nah, they
know
probably
him.
know
Right.
him. They just said I had conversations with him. You
Yeah,
ain't
for
know
sure.
him.
You probably
You
know
don't
him
the
better.
nigga
You probably
from
know him
Mechanic
better
Paint.
than we do.
Right.
Yeah, fool.
But yo, when you heard that he had lipo, which has now I guess been disproven, how did that
That's
sit
it.
with you?
You said it was disproven?
Well, yeah. They're saying it's not true. Oh no. He did have
talking
lipo,
about BBL.
but he didn't get a BBL. That was
Now you
cap.
should have knew he ain't really get a BBL, but it was funny though.
Saucy Santana got a BBL.
What the fuck is she talking about? Hey, yo, what the fuck is nigga talking about?
You don't know who Saucy Santana is?
I don't know about none of that.
It's a
funny
gay
shit.
rapper.
Crazy,
A gay,
bro.
you ever do I know a gay rapper? You crazy.
You don't listen to gay rappers in the rack?
Why
What?
would you, bro? Like,
That-
63rd, no
they
gay
got-
rappers?
now you ain't got no
I
problems
don't
with
know.
nobody.
Oh, look, man, look. Stop being funny out here. I don't know about no gay niggas or none of that weird.
He's not your type of dude. He's like a makeup dude, like a stylist or some
You
shit.
to my 630 no gay rapper. You in here sitting on bitch. Y'all don't hit a nigga.
Look how uncomfortable he got at the idea of a dude with a BBL.
Nah, it wasn't that because I was tripping off the Bandman Kevo BBL.
Oh yeah,
shit, right?
that's cap
But I
though.
see some shit where he say he did get his ass done though. He didn't want the top to be raw as hell, but the bottom be bogus.
Oh,
type
so he
shit.
got some fat taken out his ass as
I
well?
don't know what happened.
Shit, if you're gonna do it, you might as well go all the way with it.
Now, I told fun him like at this point I damn need to go and jump in that bitch.
Yeah?
Come out this bitch.
Nah, you could just hop
With
on
the
a
six-pack,
diet. You don't
huh?
gotta do
Come
that.
out the 6-pack. Come out this bitch like 50 cents.
Bro, you got good
2003.
genetics. You go work out, do some boxing classes for a couple weeks, you'll be all
That's
He
right.
can't really, like, we can't really break out like that. Run, do all that shit though. You
Yeah,
gotta-
I ain't got no kneecap type shit.
Oh, your legs fucked up?
I got shot in the knee.
Oh, I forgot, yeah.
hip problems and shit. Motherfuckers been getting.
Wounded veteran.
You read my man.
On phone him.
It's about phone though. Yeah, crazy.
That's just how I'm feeling. All right, so what do you guys got going on in terms of this movement right now? What's the new shit that you guys are dropping?
Shit, we just dropped a tape a couple weeks ago. We for 30 me, Young and Cash. Shit, me and Young finna drop Where You Been 3. We got a lot of shit in store type shit. We got the merch going crazy right now too. Trying to push that shit going. We finna put Cash, another Cash. What's the word called? The Tupac albums. How you call that shit?
Posthumous?
Yeah, we trying to do some more Cash
Okay,
shit like
yeah.
that. Yeah, posthumous.
I'm like a thesaurus or a dictionary for you guys.
I don't know
Just
how
hit
to
me up
say it. I
anytime.
don't know how to sound
Anytime you can't think of the word, just hit me
I
up.
ain't want to sound
Look at
stupid.
him.
You know? We got a lot of shit going though.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta keep it rolling.
The other question I forgot to ask a second ago was, I know you were tuned in when 16 was doing the Cairo interview.
Really, not really though.
Really?
It'd
I'll
be
be
like,
tuned
I don't really like watching a lot of people shit, but it'd be like shit. The people make me watch some shit like that. Shit go too viral. I'm damn near missing out. I ain't seen
People
no
start
shit.
DMing you about it and shit.
No, not really. Like my fans don't really care about that shit, but I just be seeing that shit. Like y'all post that shit. A lot of people be posting that shit. Then I see a lot of people talk about it on Facebook or something. I'm missing out if I don't really see it. Yeah.
Definitely. But when you like, do you feel like 16 is going to be able to stay out of the politics doing that kind of content? Because, you know, it's like in that world, doing certain types of interviews is going to burn a lot of bridges for you.
I don't know. Do it.
Yeah, I would think.
He did the Scott already. Then, huh? You should.
Well,
'Cause
somehow
he got a couple interviews like that.
I'm treading the line, but yeah, but me interviewing you guys is like realistically, your ops are not going to give a fuck about this interview because it's like you're not using it as a platform to go crazy. And even if you were, it's like it's kind of been established that I do this with both sides, but that was a different one because it's like you got somebody's old homie who's fully like exposing them and saying the craziest shit about them, like exposing like family business like that. That was crazy. I was seeing it, kind of thinking like, damn, I wish I got those views. And also thinking like, damn, I'm glad I'm not the fucking person who exposed all this shit.
Yeah.
50-50.
I told you gotta take the good with the bad.
50-50.
Cause after that shit, I don't know if he got on your shit before or right around the same time.
He was lit though.
He got that shit. He had the whole fool, baby mama, all that weird shit going on. With fool.
Oh, what, 16 fucking Bandman's
I ain't
baby
saying
mama?
that. I'm just saying 16. Why you gotta say all that, man? I'm just saying
Well, he did.
16 had a whole lot of shit going on around the same time. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
He was here.
You think he got a PR company to help him spit in someone's face and do this interview.
no,
it's like
Nah,
it's a
yeah,
whole rollout. The 16 shot and rollout.
Viral for
Not
16 had a lot of viral moments back to back to back to back to back. 16 was viral.
But he's gonna be the next Academics, he needs that.
Yeah, you gotta keep that going.
Because think about it. Academics was at a certain level, and then he gets in that shit with the Migos with Joe Budden, and all of a sudden, boom, his like fame reaches a different level. You know, a lot of times it's these dumb little controversies and viral moments that really make you famous as fuck, which is kind of unfortunate, but that's also like, that's just the reality is that, you know, him spitting in Flakko's face definitely made him way more fucking famous.
So
He came back here after that, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's still in y'all good graces.
I don't think he's been here, but yeah, I still
I
fuck
seen
with
him
him.
with another interview after that with Fool
I think that was
Did
the
he?
second
I be
video.
watching your shit.
I mean, that was the second.
Oh,
video.
yeah, him and Sharp did one after
Yeah,
that, right?
Fool be
Okay,
been
yeah.
on some shit, type shit, you know?
Right. Definitely. All right, well, I appreciate y'all coming in here. Rest in peace, Cash.
For
For
sure.
sure.
Recipe Duck too.
Rest in peace, Duck.
President.
Definitely.
Appreciate you too, though, man.
Appreciate you guys, for sure. Much
Thank
love. Young, Dutchie.
Coolest podcast in the world.
He said it. Coolest podcast in the world. Check us out on YouTube, TikTok, Patreon, Instagram, all that shit. Like, comment, subscribe, nojumper.com if you want to support.
I'm falling now.